welcome to MJ Hobby Corner. I'm Martin, also known as MJ, and in today's video we're going to be playing Rain in Hell. This is our second in a series of Halloween games that were voted on my channel. All the terrain you see here is scratch built. It is all handmade, including the mat. And if you want to help support the channel or my work here on the channel, you can either visit our Patreon, where I have bonus videos and copies of Scratch Builder Monthly, my scratch building magazine, where all of this stuff, all of this terrain building and model building comes together. You can also find it on Wargames Vault. So, Rain in Hell is a game by Snarling Badger Studios and the same creators of Death Wizards. And it has a very interesting activation mechanic using the 12s. We'll see that in today's game. I am also playing the solo rules that you find in the expansion. Oculus Spear has rules that for several demons that can be used in solo play, and these rules, this AI table, is very similar to what you see in Death Wizards. In today's game, we will be using a new Cabal, one found in the magazine Snarl, the publication for Snarling Badger Studios, and in that little magazine you get expansions for Rain in Hell, Space Station Zero, and even a little tank micro game. So I am using the rules for the faithful. Today's Demon Cabal is led by Lord Azazel. And Azazel is a Age of Sigmar miniature. He is a GW sculpt. A very ugly, terrifying looking demon. Next to Azazel is the devout Legios. Now, Legios comes from the term legion, and that's his name. And he is the second in command of the group. And some would say that the devout is actually one of the most important models in the Cabal. Next to our devout, we have a Slaughter Fiend. And that is a miniature by Mantic Games. And by the way, this miniature is by Cool Mini or Not. And the Slaughter Fiend is one of the lower minions of the Cabal. Moving here, on the other side of the Great Lord is an armored demon. His name is Styx, like the Styx, the river Styx of the underworld. So that is an old Mage Knight figure that I converted. And finally, we have a greater demon here in this Cabal. This is an evolved demon. His name is Dahak. He is a torturer demon, torture master. That is the name. So this is a new kind of demon that I will be using, and I chose a GW miniature because I absolutely love this miniature, and it has that very dark feel to it. So this is the miniature I chose for the torture master. All right, that concludes my Cabal, and it's a little over 100 souls. Now, this is the first scenario of the Oculus Spear, and it's meant to give you some practice and get you into the campaign that is the Oculus Spear. So here I will be facing some carrion demons. There's 6 of them in total, and they do have the ability to respawn every turn. I will be following their AI, and that will give me all the instructions necessary for how they behave and how they spawn. Now, I win by either destroying all of the demons by turn 5. I will only be playing 5 turns or 5 rounds. And I can also win victory by controlling each of 3 objectives on the board. Okay? And this little book marker here is the third objective. I control an objective by having a demon within 3 inches of the objective and no other enemies around. If I control all 3, either before turn 5 or earlier in the game, I win the game and the Cabal claims victory. Okay, so let's see how it goes. I have some powerful demons, but these little carrion demons are actually quite annoying. So let's see how I do. Rain in Hell, round 1. The first step in Rain in Hell is to take each of the die behind each of the demons and roll them up. This will determine the order of activations for the demons. And you can give any dice to any demon you want. So next, I carefully take the highest number and arrange it first on my sheet. And I just continue with the next highest number and simply make an activation track. I can give, starting with the highest number, I can give the highest number to any demon that I want to activate. Now in a solo game, the enemy demons have their own activation numbers. So every enemy demon will activate on a 12, an 8, or a 4. We see an 8 here, so that means that in this case, for the carrion demons, 2 carrion demons can activate on that 8 while I activate my own demon, and that's it. No other carrion demons will activate this turn. I'm going to give the 8 to my Torture Master and have him activate first, and then 2 carrion demons are going to activate. The Torture Master moves 6 inches up the board. It is this unique activation system that I find so interesting about Rain in Hell, especially in 2-player games. So there we go. There is the Torture Master as he gets closer to the objectives and the enemy. Alright, so I'm just going to roll a quick D3 for to see which of the groups activate. 1 through 3, 4 through 6, and 2. So that's this group here. And they are going to move towards the closest enemy, which is my Torture Master at this point. Now, these demons do fly, and so even if they don't have wings depicted on their miniatures, they do fly. So the first of the carrion demons scurries across the lava unharmed and moves towards the Torture Master. Now we have to activate one more carrion demon in this group, and this one is actually going to move closer to the rest of my demons. Okay, so that is all for the carrion demons this turn. Now I can take one more number from my activation track, the next number, which is a 5. That's the next highest number. We go in order, and then I can give that 5 to, let's give it to the Devout and move the Devout forward. Legios the Devout now lands an inch away from the first carrion demon. He will now strike that carrion demon. So combat in Rain in Hell now switches to D6s, and I look at the Devout's combat score, which is a 6. So he takes 6d6 and rolls them. Now, for the target number, we compare the combat score versus the target. So with a combat score of 6, that is greater than the carrion demon's combat score of 5. And so the target number is a 2 or over on each of the D6s. So I need 2s. Oh, quite a few. Only 1 miss, 5 hits. We have 5 hits, so now the carrion demons roll 5d6. That is their combat score stat of 5. And every 6 is a block. Okay, they do not block, meaning that the carrion demon takes 5 damage. Now, the life of that demon is 6, so it only has 1 life left. One thing to note for futures, these demons should probably move together in pairs, because if they are both an inch away from an enemy, they will increase their combat score by 1. So that's just something I'll take note in the future. On my activation track is a 3, so we will take this 3, and I think I'm going to give it to the Lord, and now he can activate. The Great Lord Azazel has combat dice of 6. That is greater than the carrion demon below him, and so he rolls 2s. Now, let's see. Does he have... He also have Master Manipulator, Axe of Blood, which gives him a combat +1. That is a relic of his, so he's actually rolling 7 dice instead of 6. So he swings his blood axe with 7 dice. He needs 2s, and they all hit but 1. Now the carrion demon defends with 5 dice, and he needs 6s at the risk of death. Oh, he blocks 1 enemy hit, giving him 5 damage, and therefore he survives with 1 life. As the Great Lord swings his axe downward, or great claws, whatever fits. 1 is over with a small combat developing here, and as you can see, all of the D12s are by the demons that I activated with, and they show the same numbers that I rolled previously. So our armor demon only moves 4 inches, so he moves there. He's pretty slow. And the slaughter demon moves right here, looking ahead to see maybe we can score some objectives next round. Okay, moving on then. My new activations are rolled, and now time to assemble the track. Okay, the activation track looks like this turn. That means that the enemy demons will activate on the 12 and the 8. They activate on 12, 8, and 4. So those two results will activate 4 demons in total of the enemy. And so now I can continue with my sequence. So I'm going to give that 12 to somebody, and then I have to activate 2 enemies. Okay, so I'm going to give the highest dice to my devout, and he is now going to swing at that little annoying carrion demon. Now he uses 6 dice. He has combat 6. He has no relic and a couple of special abilities, but they won't kick in yet. So he rolls his... He needs 2s because his combat score is greater than the enemy, and it looks like this time he rolls 4 hits. Carrion demon now needs 6s. Okay, he blocks none of them, which means 4 hits go through and destroy this demon. So now he is out of the board, and now we get a soul dice, which I like to use a different d6 to represent soul dice. And roll that soul dice, and that's a 4, and that 4 goes in these slots, and that can be used to change a roll later. The next thing is that the enemy demons are going to activate, and that little carrion demon is going to attack Azazel. So let's see, he has... His combat score is less than Azazel's, so he needs 4s to hit. And he does achieve 3 hits. Alright, Azazel can now block. Now let's see if there are any special abilities to help me. Now, because Lord Azazel is a schemer, he is going to use his Master Manipulator special ability, which means he can remove one of these activation dice. Will remove the very end, and immediately he can move out of the way of the attack direction of one of the objectives. So he's going to move using his master manipulation scheme. And now this demon can attack, but he's too far from anybody. His attack could go to someone else, but he's too far away from anybody. So that basically ends his attack. All right, another demon is going to activate with that 12. So let's see. Unfortunately for Azazel, another pesky carrion demon attacks him. The attack is now conducted, and it looks like 2 hits on Azazel. All right, so he is going to defend. He has combat 6, so 6 dice on the defense, and he needs 6s. Okay, he blocks both hits from the little demon. Nothing happened. All right, moving on to the next activation dice. This dice goes to the Torture Master, who moves 6 inches through the lava fields and stays right near the ruin. Put the activation dice right there. Okay, so now the 10 has been used up, and there is the Torture Master. Okay. Now the next dice is an 8, which is going to activate not only one of my demons, but also 2 carrion demons. So I think I'm going to give this one to my Slaughter Fiend, and he's going to move 5 inches forward on this side. So we're spreading out a bit, trying to get closer to objectives or to draw the enemy towards us so that other demons can score on the objectives. Okay, that is ending turn 2. Another carrion demon is going to attack Azazel, and because they're both 1 inch away from Azazel, he can increase his combat score from 5 to 1. So whenever they can move together and attack together, they will do so. If they can't, that's okay. But he now gets 6 dice, which is equal to Azazel's combat skill. And so they need 3s to hit now. He needs 3s. Ooh. Oh. Lord rolls his defense. He needs 6s. Oh, okay. He gets 3 hits. So that's 3 damage to Lord Azazel from an apparent insignificant little demon. Now a carrion demon moves and gets within 1 inch of the Torture Master and attacks him. Okay, and we see only 1 hit. Okay, Torture Master gets 2. Add 1 die to this. He is combat 6, and then he tries to block. Okay, no blocks. He takes 1 damage. To end turn 2, the armored demon takes the final die and moves 4 inches forward. And that ends turn 2. Turn 3, or round 3 rather. I keep doing that. Okay, so something very important that I need to clarify that I haven't really been saying while playing is the combat styles of the different that you have available to you for your demons. So you have focused combat, which is really when 2 demons are already engaged. They don't move, they just attack. That's the focused combat. Then you have the charge, which is what happened primarily in round 1 and round 2, where demons move up their move. That is considered a charge, and basically you add 1 to your combat dice. I wasn't doing that. The other thing is skirmish combat, which means your demon moves, can make an attack, and then finish their movement. So combat styles are very important and a very important part of the dynamic of this game. So I do apologize for not mentioning that earlier, okay? I was kind of on autopilot. So we'll try and keep that in mind, especially with the charges. You do get a bonus when you charge an enemy demon. The other thing is that soul dice can be used to change the roll of any dice. You can also use a soul dice and save it to the very end of the game to get additional rewards, or you can use it to increase the movement of your demon by the number on the face of the dice. All right, we've made those clarifications. Let's move on. I do have a carrion demon that was slain, and this is why these guys are such a pain in the butt. We're going to see it now. We take that one little demon, and if there's two that have been slain, then we use 2 dice. We can never have more than 6 on the board. But now we're going to roll. On a 3 or over, that little demon comes back. And he rolls a 6. Of course he does. So we put him on one of the deployment zones. We're going to put him right here. He can't be less than an inch away from enemy models. So we're just going to put him right there in the deployment zone. That sucks. This is the activation track this turn, and we see that the enemy demons activate only on the 12. There's no other number that they activate on here. So we're going to try and take advantage of that. So 2 enemy demons will activate this turn. We're going to give the 12 to the armored demon. Now he's very slow, only 4-inch movement. So we're going to give the dice to him, the soul dice, and move him an additional 4 inches for a total of 8. Now puts the armored demon within 3 inches of one of the objectives. We have to discard the soul dice. So a carrion demon moves towards Torture Master and attacks. He has a buddy right there next to him, so he gains a +1 to his combat die, and he needs 3s because now he is equal to the Torture Master's combat score. So that means we need 3s. Okay, Torture Master gets quite a few hits. He's going to try to block 5 hits. Needs 6s. No, Torture Master gets 5 hits. Holy cow. Carrion Demon attacks the Devout. His combat score is a 5, so it is less than the Devout's. So he attacks. He needs 4s. Okay, look at that. 3 hits. All right, now the Devout gets to block. He's going to add 1 more combat dice here because he has combat 6. And this is a defensive roll. He needs 6s. Not a single one. Okay. Devout takes 3 damage, bringing him down to life 8. Oh boy, that carrion demon is done with. He now moves 5 inches, and he moves within an inch of one of the carrion demons and will now attack. Okay, so that was Malice, the slaughter demon. Now he charged because he moved that distance. He charged, so he gets +1 to his combat. So instead of 6, it is 7. And he needs 2s on his target number. Oh yeah. Hits, and the carrion demon tries to block with 5 defense. He blocks 2 of them. Okay, he blocks 2 of them. So he takes 5 damage, and he had no damage there before. So now he has 1 life left. Okay. Now the Slaughter Fiend has a special ability called Paragons of Slaughter, that if the demon uses the focused combat style, he can then trigger that ability, and it gives them combat bonuses and defense bonuses. But he won't be able to use it in this one because he did charge. Devout now does a focused combat. The Devout gets 1 combat dice for that, so he now has 7, and he needs 2s. Wow, okay. So he does 5 hits. In defense for the carrion demon, no 6s, and the carrion demon is destroyed, and we get another soul dice at the end of this combat. Oh, number on the soul dice is another 4. Okay. Torture Master attacks. He has an ability called Heed the Lash. So if I roll a 6 during an attack, I have to pay attention to those 6s. He can lower the combat score, life, or movement of the opponent by 1 for the rest of the game. It is a permanent move. Loss. So let's see. Okay, he rolled 2 6s. He rolls his 5 dice. He blocks 1 of those hits. So that means that 5 still get through, and 1 of his stats is going to be lowered forever. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the Carrion Demon's life to 5, and he does take 5 hits, so that eliminates 1 of the demons. Soul dice for a 5. Okay, so a 5 it is, and there we go. He's going to expend his activation dice. This is called Meditation on Violence. Whenever you activate your leader, you may choose to meditate on violence, take no actions, and make no move, effectively passing the activation. Now, expended this way, the next time in the game that the leader activates, they may increase their move ability by 2, and their combat ability is doubled. And I can use soul dice as well on those moves. So, yeah, he's basically powering up for the next time he activates. And that ends turn 3. Okay, turn 4 started, and we have 2 Carrion Demons that have been slain. So let's see, 3s. A 2 and a 5. Okay, so 1 of them comes back and 1 of them does not. So let's put this one right here in the deployment zone. And all right. Now moving on to the activation track. Here is the activation track, and very important is that Carrion Demons will activate 2 on the 8 and 2 demons on the 4, so a total of 4 Carrion Demons will activate this turn. So I'm going to take the first number 8 and give it to someone. Alright, I give the first activation dice to my lord, and basically now we can use his power-up thanks to Meditation on Violence, which is his leader bonus for this faction. So now I can add 2 inches to my movement. I don't plan on moving, but I can also double my actual combat skill. Now my combat skill is currently a 6, so I am rolling 12 dice against the little bugger in front of me. So I need 2s. Woohoo, woohoo. Alright, let me check the 6s for a second. Now this was a focused attack, and basically every single dice hit. Now it's overkill, but you know, hey, I can wipe out a powerful enemy. This I think is meant against enemy leaders, but we're using it. Okay, the little bugger blocks 1, but as we can see, I mean, from this roll alone, that is way more damage than a carrion crawler can take, and so he is obliterated, literally crushed underneath the leader. So now the Carrion Demons will act. So one of the AI rules is that if there is a Carrion Demon in combat with another demon, then the Carrion Demons that are not engaged are going to move in that direction in order to engage that demon as well. They always want to be in pairs or multiples when attacking an enemy demon. We're going to put them against my friend here, the Torture Master. Carrion Demons need 3 because now their combat skill is equal to the Torture Master, and that's due to the fact that there's more than one attacking. So he takes a total of 6 hits. That really sucks. Alright, he blocks 3 of them, leaving 3 damage. Okay. demon attacks the hack, and needing 3s, he makes 3 damage. So now the hack has to roll 6 dice. That is the name of the torture master. And he needs 6s. Lo and behold, no. He only had 2 life left, thanks to all the damage he's taken. And now the hack is out of the picture. None of my demons are close enough to absorb the hack's energy, and so his soul essence is pretty much wasted. Alright, I'm going to summarize the turn. Okay, and the game may end right here. My devout used the soul dice, which was a face value of 4, to add 4 inches to his movement, and so he ended up right by an objective. Now I'm claiming 3 objectives. However, there is one more individual down there which has to be taken care of. So now my Slaughter Fiend is going to use Paragons of Slaughter because he is doing a focused attack and add +2 to his combat dice. If I eliminate that carrion demon, I will consider the game over and victory for the Cabal. Now it is important to note that that carrion demon only has 1 life left. And with the Slaughter Fiend vastly outnumbering the combat skill of the demon, he needs 2s. And there you have it. I mean, even if he were to block, that's 9 damage right there. So, yeah, he's obliterated. So the faithful gain victory on round 4, not by eliminating all enemies, but by controlling the 3 objectives. That was a little condition that I put for myself in the beginning of the game. Now, if I played another turn to the 5 rounds, if I played another round, I would roll for the carrion demons again, and then more of them would appear, and I would have to try and wipe out as many of those individuals as possible in order to either win by objective or to win by eliminating all the demons. That seems very unlikely in 1 round. So, be as it may, the faithful gain victory, the other demons retreat, the carrion demons, and we did have 1 loss of a demon, the torture master. All right, this was a pretty tough scenario, all things considered. Some quick thoughts. Reign in Hell is a fun game. It's a very interesting system, particularly the activation mechanic to the game. This works very well in 2-player mode, and it works a little bit differently in 2-player mode because you're comparing the tracks that you roll, the activation tracks, with the other player. It still plays very well in solo mode. It is worthy of noting that the Oculus Spear expansion that I just tried, the first scenario, that expansion needs the core rulebook. It is not a standalone game, so you need the core rulebook in order to play the Oculus Spear. But it brings a number of solo rules for people that want to play or can't play any other way but solo. So it's a very good game in that respect. Now normally if this was a one-shot deal, a one-shot game, but in the future if I wanted to play a campaign, there is a post-game series of events where, just like in Death Wizards, you roll, your demons can advance, they can grow in power, you can recruit more demons, you can gain relics and other rewards, or you can even cull weaker demons and get their essence back to keep the Cabal in power. So those are all very interesting things. Now I missed a few things, special abilities and such in the game, unfortunately, but I haven't played solo for a long time and haven't played Reign in Hell actually for a while, so I was a little rusty. But I think we did very well all in all. And I think it gave a good example of some of the special abilities that demons are capable of. It is very important to note the fighting style of your demon because a lot of special abilities will trigger depending on the fighting style, whether it's focused attacks, charging, or skirmish attacks. So those are very important key elements of the game. All right, folks, happy Halloween. Veritwood will come. It will come after Halloween. Unfortunately, I am very busy finishing November Scratch Builder. I want the magazine out by November 1st, so I'm very busy finishing up a couple of little things, and the magazine is almost finished. I'm almost finished writing it. So I will be busy the rest of the day and tomorrow finishing it up. Happy Halloween. I'll see you in Veritwood, and that will complete the 3 games for this Halloween season. Have a safe one, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.